Welcome to Next Trekking Adventure. This week we go to Yunque, do some hiking, see some waterfalls, and I'm definitely going to get the drone up. As a bonus, you even get a dad joke. We're on our 7.5 weeks in Puerto Rico, and we've got to do a lot of really cool stuff, but most of them have to do with the beach, the ocean, and what's cool about this place is it's the only rainforest, national park rainforest. So, you know, it's a must-see. So I made it to the national forest, or national jungle in this case, and you get a set time to come in, but you can still come. I came a little bit early so I could see the visitor center and tour it before my actual park entrance time, and I chose 11 o'clock. Mainly just because I didn't want to get up that early. I wanted to give myself time to figure out where I needed to come. So I'm here walking down to the visitor center, and they've got lots of parking. The park doesn't look too packed today, so I'm kind of excited to be here. Let me show you what this looks like. The visitor center itself is pretty amazing. The structure is amazing. It's like being in a tree fort above the canopy, and you have some amazing views down towards the Atlantic Ocean from where I'm looking. But it's definitely worth the stop. Do come a little early before your tour, so you got fresh legs to walk around. And unfortunately, the only parrots we saw were here at the visitor center. They are an endangered species, mainly because the mongoose have wiped them out. But they're trying to reintroduce parrots to the national forest. Mongooses were introduced to the island to deal with rats. Well, unfortunately, the rats come out at night, mongooses hunt during the day, so birds and bird eggs became their victims. Bring your national park's passport, and don't forget to get it stamped. This is a unique one, so because you got to fly into Puerto Rico to get it, but you can get your national park stamp here as well. If you're traveling with kids, this is a perfect place to come. Bring the kids to the visitor center because they can interact and learn a little bit about the tropical rainforest. And it really is interesting to kind of walk around and see the different ecosystems and animals that are in the park. I kind of walked around, but what gets you in here is your national park pass, or there's an entrance fee to get into the buildings. But if you had your national park pass, which if you're traveling and doing a lot of national parks, it makes sense. So that's what I use to get in. and not a bad place. They've really done a good job with this facility. Yeah. Super cool. So this is part of the National Park Service, and I would say they've done a really, really good job here. Pretty impressive. We are watching the clock, and knowing that our scheduled time to enter the park was fast approaching, we jumped in the car and headed up the road. You really only need a scheduled time for that section of the park that has most of the waterfalls. Other than that, you're surrounded by national forest and you can adventure at your whim. There are maps of the trails all over the park, but there's also an app. You can download the app. I recommend doing it before you leave. You can pause and do a screenshot. Give yourselves about 10 minutes once you leave the visitor center to get up to the gate where you'll need to show your reservation time. So you're going to drive by some restaurants. Sorry, I didn't film any of that. I should have, because about the time you think I have gone too far, you're going to come to this gate. It says stay in car, and my park entrance time is 11 o'clock, and it is 11:01. That's how I roll, just a punctual type guy. As soon as you get into the gate, your first water feature is right there, and the crowds do line up, so you got to jump in, take your picture, and get out because everybody stops there to take a photo. The observation tower is a must. To get up that high and be able to see all the views. There is another tower on top of the mountain. We never did get there because of rain and because of time, and the road was out. So this is as high as we went as far as being able to see, except for sending my drone up, of course. Miss Terry was climbing up on the wall down below, trying to get as high up as she could to get a picture. And I let her do it. I even gave her a hand. And then I said, well, I'll tell you what, come with me and I'll get you up here a little bit higher.
You are so...
But hey, you know, whatever you want to do. The views are simply amazing once you get on top, worth the flight of stairs. We had made it to the top, looking down at the Atlantic Ocean there and the hill. But you know, what goes up must come down. Down the stairs and off to our next adventure, water features. Here's your pro tip and some things to consider when coming to the rainforest. 1, it's a rainforest, so the trails can be really slick when it rains, which it does all the time. So wear really, really good shoes. Also, maybe throw on a rain poncho or some sort of a rain jacket, because the clouds move in from the coast really fast. They hit the mountains and it just will rain really, really hard. When we're here right now, you can see that there's some sun. Later on, there was some rain. Be prepared. And if you wear sandals, be very, very careful. Here's another pro tip. Everybody wants to get into the falls. Carry some clothes that are interchangeable or quick dry type clothing, and maybe have some water socks because the rocks do get slippery as well. So maybe a backpack, rain poncho, water socks, a towel, but enjoy yourself. Steep up and it's steep down, but eventually I made it to that second waterfall, and there's actually a third one above that, but I think that I'm going to stop right here. A lot of people went up the trail was really slick, and I watched some people coming down from the other side and it looked like they were struggling. So I opted not to get muddy and head back. As you can imagine, there's lots of people using the trails. Give right away to the people coming downhill. It's harder for them to stop. Also, if you hike in, pack it out. We got one planet, let's take care of it. But the trail gave me an opportunity to tell some dad jokes. I gotta watch my sense of humor because I told some tourists going up the trail, I go, it's no big deal, it's just falling water. And they almost turned around and I go, yeah, it's just falling water, but it's probably worth seeing. It took about 3 times for them to get my joke. Oh well. I thought it was funny. I'm killing me. Literally killing me. Yeah, I could see if you're wearing crappy shoes, this could be pretty treacherous. Back down the road. There are some old, now abandoned structures that at one point they were military, but they were for officers as kind of a mountain retreat. They had swimming pools and bathing pools and different features. Now they're somewhat kept up, but the jungle's claiming them back in many
I'm not
cases.
sure what this was at one time, but
So I explored some of these features and took a look up into the skies and said, hey, you know what? This is as good a place as any to fire that drone up and get it up in the air.
I don't normally shoot outhouses or bathrooms, but it's starting to rain, but that's not a bad setting for a bathroom.
Yeah, it's pretty clean all the way up here too.
Yeah. All right, well, here comes the rain. It's all right. You don't get all this grain without a little bit of rain. Yeah, so we're deep in the forest or deep in the parking lot. Dad joke number 4 for those keeping score. So as you're driving up, there's just pullouts, there's a map, and what I did was I just took a photo of the map. I didn't buy a map. And then you can just track your journey as you're hitting some of the highlights. But it's, once you get in the area that you check in, it's just about a 2-mile straight. There's no left or rights or whatever. You just go straight till it dead ends.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to leave you with some photos from our trip, very scenic waterfalls and sea views. We hope that if you like our channel and you like the content that we're putting out, that you'll subscribe and you'll like it and ring the bell for future notifications. We'll see you
on our next trekking adventure.